Strengthen your aura. So this one talks on a very hot topic at the moment. I know it's a pretty big buzzword when we refer to someone as having aura. So what is aura and how do we strengthen it? Aura relates to our auric field. We have a field of energy around our 3D body, our meat suit. We're not actually just a meat suit. As I've said before, human beings are energy systems. We live in a material world. Our senses predominantly pick up material things, objects, plants, body. The material world being pretty dense, matter. It takes a while to grow, it takes a while to develop, etc. But we are energy systems, first and foremost. And we project this energy via our aura, our toroidal field. I can never quite say that, but we basically have a field of energy around us that technically can interact with any distant energy form infinitely. I mean, anyone that did physics to a reasonably high level understands that there is, although minor, but there is a force between all two objects. So that's where astrology comes into play. You know, Jupiter has an energetic bearing. Like I have a connection with Jupiter. You have a connection with Saturn, etc. And then we project story onto that and whatnot. We won't go down that route just yet. But we are energy systems. We bring in energy from the sun, from water. We use it for activity. And yeah, we have like this auric field around us, right? Pretty simple. When people refer to someone having aura, that's usually they have presence in the room. People pick up on their energy, right? That's basically what it is, their vibe. You know, when you're around someone, you say, oh, he's a good vibe. I like his vibe, his vibration, his energetic resonance. They pick up on that. We pick up on that. You can pick up on that. And vice versa. If someone's stinking out the room, you don't like their vibe, it's because of what they're projecting, right? And this, we all have it. There's like little red bugs around here. Go away. We all do this as human beings. We all project a certain resonance, and there's a scale. Everyone's seen the scale, I would imagine. If not, I suggest looking it up, or maybe I'll even find a place to post it. But you have the scale of love, gratitude, abundance at the top, fear, shame, lust, etc. at the bottom. And our subconscious mind, our conscious mind, our thought pattern, our emotion, our energy in motion dictates what our dominant resonance is to the world. And that's projected in our auric field, our aura. People, there's a common factor between people that largely known to have aura. They're usually pretty confident or self-assured or accepting of themselves, or have importance projected upon them. Politicians, celebrities, athletes, etc. Because of the projections of the collective, they might not necessarily have the most balanced energy, they might not necessarily have the highest frequency and the strongest resonant energy. That might not always be the case, but projected onto them by the collective is a certain story, a certain awe, and that's almost picked up and recycled by them. So they might have aura just because of the collective projection, but yeah. So our aura is exactly that. It's our energetic resonance. It's our auric field, and every human being has the subtle ability to read a person's energy, to read a person's auric field, whether you're conscious of that or not. And the goal here is to become more and more conscious of your own energy, other people's energy, right? But we've all been in a room where there's someone who has a very, very low vibe, and they're absolutely stinking out the place with their energy, and you almost feel like a magnetic push away from them. You're like, that my resonance doesn't quite match their resonance. There's not an energetic match here. I'm going to move away from this person on an extreme level, and then it's all very subtle and multi-layered with other people. We all have this sense. Women, if there's any women watching this, they will know more than most that women have an extra strong sense of energy reading because they're more in touch with their emotional body, they're more in touch with their energy, they're on a different cycle to men. They tend to, this is a blanket statement, huh? I'm sure there's women out there that have got completely oblivious to energy, and I'm sure there's men out there that are incredible energy readers. So, blanket statement. Women tend to be able to read energy better than men, and that's what usually is attractive to women about men. We have an intruder. Sunday fun day. Fella walking his dog. Yeah, so we see this most distinctly in kind of relationships and courting, for lack of a better word. That kind of energy reading. We've all experienced situations where you're like, not quite feeling you, and I can't quite put my finger on it. That's usually to do with someone's energetic resonance, their aura. You're seeing at the moment a lot of people, particularly men, doing their best to fix their physical appearance. This is what I mean by the difference between men and women, because women will read energy and pick up the vibe. Men are a bit more Neanderthal, you know. We like how it looks and the assets, right? First and foremost. Blanket statement, don't get offended. But what we're seeing now with a lot of men is they're under this impression that they need to change their physical appearance to become more attractive. So they're using their male brain to try and get women. So, you know, getting down to 3% body fat, getting super ripped, chiseling your chin, looks maxing, all this crap. What they don't seem to understand is what their aura is projecting is insecurity. And women women that are healed, or at least on the path to healing, or in touch with their body, or aren't clout chasing. Well, I want to tread carefully here because I know the looks maxers. They've got people around them, so you know they are attracting someone. But what they're projecting is insecurity, and a big attraction point for women, correct me if I'm wrong, is security. Financial security, emotional security, physical security. They're hardwired to seek out security, and if a man is insecure, they're going to stink out the place. Energy is going to be all off. The auric field is not giving a nice picture. So before I go too far off topic, that's basically what your aura is. Your energetic projection. So it's got nothing necessarily to do with how you look, although your energy system and your resonance and how you feel about yourself can influence the physical. I feel good about myself. I love myself. I feel attractive. I feel sexy. I feel great. Don't be surprised if your physical appearance starts to match that, right? And vice versa. Going off track a little here. The sun's beaming. It's a lovely Sunday afternoon. I've been resting, so let me catch myself. Where was I? Yeah. So it's your energetic imprint, right? That's what your aura is, and every human has the ability to read aura, read energy. Energy never lies. Energy always tells the truth. Like, someone could be projecting a certain self-image and look amazing and carry themselves in a certain way, and you have big strong muscles or have perfect makeup or whatever the case may be, but their energy is telling a different story, and people pick up on that. And vice versa, if you've got a very strong aura, you can look disheveled and you can look like a hobo, but that aura is still picked up on. So that's your auric field, and it's all to do with your internal energy. So if you're someone that we spoke about before and I'm beating the same drum here, this is the phase I'm in at the moment. There will be videos where I talk more about relationships, talk more about maybe trauma or meditation, maybe that could be interesting, but I'll get there. This is kind of where I'm at the moment. Your internal energy system. If you're someone who seeks validation from outside, and you're looking for energy outside to instruct what you are, and you're seeking desperately someone to validate you, to give you love, to give you gratitude, to give you, if you're expecting high vibrational frequency feelings and emotions and thought patterns to come from the outside, and if you're a victim to circumstance, and if you rely on the outside world to manipulate the energy within you, you're likely going to not have any control of your aura. Doesn't mean you can't have a high aura or a strong aura, but you are out of control of it, and more likely than not it's going to reduce because you feel powerless, and then you feel fearful, and then you feel guilty, and you feel confusion, right? But if you're someone that is able to understand that it's an inside job and it starts from within, and my energy resonance depends on my thought patterns, my habitual thought patterns, my feelings, my emotions, my energy in motion, you're going to be able to reclaim your power and start to choose your energetic resonance. You're going to be able to start to see where you are having low vibrational, low frequency thought patterns, places where you're stuck, places in the subconscious that are repeating, algorithms that are repeating that are not serving you. These, when you have those, when you have these kind of sticky thought patterns, quite often it's related to trauma, to be honest. It's usually some kind of developmental or shock trauma that makes these things stick a little bit and become difficult to dissolve and release. But as they kind of go round, your aura, if you were to picture someone, if you were to close your eyes and you were to picture someone and their whole physical form disappeared and it was light, they would more likely show patchiness, areas where they're leaky and not whole, or they might show different colors. There's a spectrum, right? So the purple, kind of darker purple, is the higher vibrational aura, and then maybe the red is the lower. You're going to start to see these different auras, or at least you're going to feel them. You might not necessarily see them, but you're going to feel them. Okay, I'm not sure if I was very coherent with this, what your aura is. So hopefully you picked up some stuff that's interesting there, and maybe I'll pick this up in another video. But I just want to talk about how to strengthen it. So everyone, to a man and to a woman, wants to be referred to as having aura. Come on, what high quality problem? That guy has aura. That woman has aura. Like, that's great. But it's never referred to in a way that is that person's a bad vibe. That person's got stinky aura. It's never that, is it? It's they've got good aura. So what that means is how do we strengthen our aura? We raise our vibration. We raise our frequency, and we take ourselves into higher vibrational feelings of courage, love, gratitude, abundance, awareness. How do we do that? We come to recognize it's more of a process of undoing. It's more of a process of removal. High aura, high vibration is our default setting. That's actually how we came into the world and what we are, actually. It's our interaction with this gross, dense world and complicated relationships and need for survival and traumatic experience that lowers the vibration and causes us to catch a thought pattern of shame or fear or distrust, and we don't always have the space to see it for what it is. So to strengthen our aura, we can, like I've said in other videos, basically come to a point where we can recognize that the energy is within and we are projecting a certain aura. So if you're having bad luck with relationships, you're not getting along with people, you're struggling for loneliness, of who knows, there was an intruder there as well, but all good. If you're starting to recognize these feelings, instead of going, oh, what's wrong with me in a certain way, or like, why won't that person validate me, it's not what's wrong with you, it's that what am I manifesting, what am I creating, what is my aura? What is my aura? Start there. What is it? What is it today? Okay, default is here, but I have all these kind of attachments, identifications, sticky things that are dragging my aura down. Let me start with those, and it's just a matter of looking at them, objectively looking at them, not energizing them anymore, not letting your energy go there and leak out of your main system to that, and letting them dissolve. It takes time. So that was a bit of a ramble. Wasn't a smooth flow, but that's take it day by day, right? We've got this lovely plant. It kind of looks like a weed plant, but it's actually just a weed. Yeah, so happy Sunday. Much love. Well, I trust that you got, if you come across this, I trust you got something from this. May it prompt you to ask a question. We'll start a dialogue in the comments, that's cool. Or I'm open to suggestions. Can you talk about this or that? That's cool by me, so peace.